Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I am doing my October roundup or whatever you want to call it. October reflections, October, what I did in October. Okay, so first of all, some of the shows that I watched on Netflix, or some of the shows that I watched in October that I really loved was Midnight Mass. That one is about a island, I think off of New England, that starts having certain things happen when a new priest shows up, or a new priest shows up for sermons and stuff like that. Their old priest was sick. So anyways, it's fun. It's supernatural. And I really liked it. It's a little bit of a horror flick too. I mean, it's a series. It's a a Netflix series. Another one that I watched, which was really good, was called Maid. And that was about a young woman who, and I'm trying not to give too much of it away so that it encourages you to maybe watch it if it's something that you're possibly interested in. But it's about a young woman who has, how old is she? Maybe a 1 or 2 year old child. And no, maybe a little bit older than that. But anyways, she's in a relationship that is abusive. And this is her journey of breaking free from that relationship and all that it entails. It's so friggin' good. I mean, so many times I was watching it, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? I'm like talking to the TV, but that was also another series. Another one that I watched, which was a series, was called Clickbait. And that one was about a guy that had been put on a video on like YouTube, or I think it was YouTube actually, or some sort of social media, and it kept on getting more and more clicks. And after so many clicks, I think it was like 5 million clicks, he was going to die. And he had put up signs that he did this, that he was an abuser of women, yada, yada, yada. And it's the whole story and how it, the family finds out about all of it and how they figure out who did it. Yeah, I mean, it was just really, really good. And I don't think it's quite like what you suspect in the very beginning. So I thought that was interesting. Another one that I'm watching, and I have not finished that one. I love to binge. So these are the kind of shows that I watch when I lay in bed at night, when I'm just trying to unwind a little bit. Sometimes I fall asleep while I'm watching them because I'm a kind of person that I need noise. Noise helps me go to sleep. I know that sounds funny. Some people probably are like that as well. But another one that I have been enjoying, and I think it's on its 3rd season, and it's called You. And it's about this guy who just like falls in love with women, and then he like totally like stalks them. And I mean, but you're seeing the whole thing from his point of view, his perception, and it's just really good. And it's on the 3rd season, and I think it's a third or 4th. But anyways, it's really good. I don't want to give too much away, but he is pretty messed up. Let's put it that way. And then the other one that I just finished watching and started it in October was Lock and Key. And that is its 2nd season, I believe. And that is about a family that moves to the place where the father of the family grew up. It's the house that was in his family. And he was murdered in the very beginning of the series, and it was the mother trying to figure out, you know, kind of like uncover stuff from his past to kind of figure out why things happened the way that they did, and also to kind of get away and try to get a fresh start for her kids. And it is highly magical. There's a whole lot of magic that happens in this particular series. It's really good. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. So that's that for the shows. Sorry. Hopefully we've got little man that's gonna let us do this today. And I am just burning some incense that I created on charcoal. It smells so good. Okay, so the hashtags that I loved in October and that are still going, that you're still seeing new people put stuff in. One is Hearth and Home decks. Now that was one, I believe, that started at the end of September. However, a whole bunch of people did it in October. So I have been watching those videos, really enjoying that. A couple other ones, and that one was started by Dawn Michelle over at Boho Tarot. Another one that I have been enjoying is Trick or Treat Tarot, that was started by Mags Black, formerly of the channel The Woodland Hag. I really have been enjoying looking at those as well, and I was going to do it and just totally missed the boat because we're in November now. So it did not feel right. Trick or Treat's already done gone, right? So I just like missed the boat. I wanted to do it. I really enjoyed watching other people's videos on this. Who was one that I really liked? Amy at Strength Reversed. I love how she was like all in costume. I think there was a couple other that were in costume as well. It was just fun. It was just a fun hashtag to watch. So Trick or Treat Tarot, hashtag Trick or Treat Tarot. That's another fun one to watch if you haven't, or to go look for, type in if you haven't. And another one that I have really been enjoying is, this was started by, and I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. She said it, but she said it so quickly, and her accent is a little bit different. So I don't know what her name is, but her channel name is AardenKracht. I'm probably not saying that right either. And that's AardenKracht Earth Power is her channel. Sorry. Okay, hopefully he's done. And that was You in the Tarot, hashtag You in the Tarot. I am going to be doing this one really soon, but I have been on the fence about doing it just because, well, I'll explain that in the walkthrough that I do, but I mean in the actual hashtag when I do it. But because there's going to be disclaimers when I do it. But it is really a fun, if you take it in a fun manner, I think, honestly. For my analytical mind, that was a little bit difficult for me. But, you know, otherwise, I say it's a fun one to watch. I've seen a few people do this, and I'm guessing more people are going to jump on it. So I highly recommend that, and that is hashtag You in the Tarot. So some of the new channels that I have found in October was Wendy at Occult Compass. I've really been enjoying her channel, and she has just a fabulous, from what I've seen so far, a fabulous collection, tarot collection. Some beautiful decks. So I highly recommend her channel. I believe that she's pretty new. I'm not sure how many subscribers she has, but I think it's a fairly smaller channel, and I I can't remember how I found her. Maybe through a comment. I'll tell you when... There he goes again. Sorry. Okay. Oh. Okay, sorry about that. We had someone come to our door. And, of course, the dogs went crazy. So, anyways, where was I? The new channels that I have just discovered in October was Occult Compass. Her name is Wendy. Another one is The May Queen. I think, oh, what I was saying was, I think that I had found Wendy, or rather she had found me. She left a comment, and that's how I found her. Especially when you guys are newer channels, or for any newer channels, I should say, YouTube does not make it easy in order to find smaller channels. Sometimes even bigger channels, they don't make it easy to find. So when you leave comments on other people's channels, that's how they discover you sometimes. So doing like hashtags and stuff like that, as long as you're getting the hashtag correct under your video, is a great way for other people to find you. So, and that's what happened in most of these cases. Also, another one that I just discovered through, I think, the Hearth and Home decks was AardenKracht, Earth Power, her channel. And another one is the Luna Loft. Now, I came across her because she does just some really beautiful artwork and planners, and I've really been into the planning, you know, the journal work, and the artsy part of it. That's why I love Dawn Michelle's channel so much. And then another one that I discovered that's got like 60 some subscribers, but oh my gosh, her art is astonishing. I think she just started, but wait till you see how she does her planners. Oh my goodness, they are just beyond amazing. And her name is Lynette Clark. Now, I'm going to be putting these channel names and links to their channels down below for you to find them. But, you know, please check them out if you get the opportunity. Some of the channels that I have really been loving in October were Benebell, of course, with the Spirit Keepers coming back out. She's been doing more videos again. I'm so grateful. I just love Benebell Wen. And I have been really enjoying watching every single one of her videos that she's put out again. Obviously, Dawn Michelle. I'm always gushing over her because I just love her channel so much. It's right up my alley because not only does she do tarot and show how she does her tarot practice, but for the planning, and it's just always so aesthetically pleasing. And, you know, I'm a very visual person. So like I was telling my sister, probably one of the reasons why I have not been a huge journaler is because, for one, I don't like my own handwriting. And I have like a mixture of like cursive and regular, and like a Mod Podge. It just looks sloppy and I don't like it. And so I'm not really good at all that. I'm not to mention all of my years of doing bead weaving and bead embroidery. You know, I've got like this like goiter on my wrist that's been there for years. And it's just, I get writer's cramp really bad, you know, because a lot of my bead weaving was just holding a needle and going into fabric. And sorry, it is so difficult to do a video without interruptions in this house. We've got 2 dogs, 2 cats, and 5 adults that live in this home. So it's well lived in and well trafficked, right? So there's always something going on. But anyway, so I get writer's cramp really bad. So I like being creative in other ways because I am such a friggin' perfectionist. And I'm trying to stop myself from being like that. So the journaling has been really, really good for me. And that's why I love her channel so much. Even even when it doesn't look perfect, it still is beautiful. It's got the character, and it's just gorgeous. So anyways, I love Boho Tarot, and I also love Boho Bloom, which are both Dawn Michelle's channels, and I watch both of them. Another one that I've been watching and loving in October, I mean, there's tons of people that I watch, okay? But the ones that have really stuck out to me, for whatever reason. Another one is Amanda Ellis. Her messages are always like so synchronistic for me. And it's like always exactly what I need to hear. And she's just a beautiful person. And I love the messages that she gets and how she channels the different angels like Metatron and Sandalphon. And anyways, I love her. Another one that I have been really enjoying, and I never realized how funny she is, and that's Ethony. I have been really digging all of her videos because she is such a funny lady. She's got great content. She's just sassy, and I just love her. So every time a new video comes out, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta watch it because I gotta see what like shenanigans she's up to this time, right? I love her personality, her energy. And another one that I've really been loving, which is completely the opposite of many of these, well, not many of these channels, but completely opposite of a couple of them, and that's Esoterica. And he is a professor, and he does different topics, but really in-depth topics that he discusses at length, and it's just so much information, and just it's weird how many times my dreams will kind of lead me to his channel. I will have a dream, and then the next day he's doing a video on something that I just dreamt about. It's eerie. It's really cool. So anyways, so I think I got all those. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about was, let me move this, the decks that I got in October. All these I did not purchase in October. However, they arrived in October. So you guys know about the Spirit Keepers Tarot. This was such a synchronistic moment for me, and I have discovered some new, it's like it's opening up new areas of my tarot practice in a different way, which I'll talk about a little bit when I do my planner, which I'll show you my journal, my tarot journal also. This is going to be a little bit longer of a video, and I apologize for that, but I'm just getting a whole bunch of stuff all in at once. So I had pre-ordered this. I seen this over on Bee's channel, a Cali Sunflower. I love Bee. And she did a walkthrough of this over a month ago. And as soon as I seen it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta have that deck. I've got to. As a matter of fact, this came on the day before Halloween. I think it came on Saturday, the 30th. And so I did a chat with a few of my friends, girlfriends, who are also on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, what was your, origins, your most recent Starseed origins? And I did it with these decks, and I read about them, and I also did my mom, and I did my sister. Carla was also in on the chat with us. We do like FaceTime a lot. And this is such an awesome deck. I love it so much. It is quirky. It's right up my alley. I did not have anything else that's like this. Even the gilding. Green is my favorite color. That's just perfect. So, I don't like the backs. The backs are just, But, and the artwork doesn't speak to me. It doesn't. But it is a fun deck, right? I don't take alien stuff like it's fun. I believe all of it. But it's a fun, quirky way of integrating it. So, and I don't necessarily believe everything the way that they talk about it in here either. But I liked it. I like it. That's one of them that I got. This one, I had been thinking about getting and on the fence about it for like ever. So, well, since it came out, right? I was like, well, would I really do that? Because I'm the kind of person, I don't normally need anything special around the holidays. I hadn't. I just used the decks that I used, but I have been trying to, my word of 2021 was expansion. So I'm trying to expand myself, my perceptions, and go beyond what I would normally do. So that's why I decided to get it. And I used this a lot in October, and I love this deck. I did quite a few readings with this in October, and they were really good. Not always so easy to take, but they were good. So, another one that I got was do yoga anywhere. This took a while to get to me too, for whatever reason, I'm not sure. But I am trying to, I've always been interested in yoga, but there's like nothing out there that I have seen thus far. And please, if you know of a source, let me know. But I like doing things at my own pace. So I love that there are different cards and all the meanings. And I think I also seen this on B's channel, a Kelly Sunflower. She made me do it. B made me do it. No, she didn't. But she inspired me because I definitely wanted to start doing more yoga. But when you are my size, some of these things are just not feasible. Okay, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I can't get that close because my gut's too big. But I can do my version of it and understand from this what it does for you, right? Some of these other ones, yeah, it's not going to happen. At least not now. You never know. But this is something that I can do at my pace and incorporate it little by little, like a new one or what have you, where I don't feel the pressure. Because once I start feeling the pressure, I stop. So, I mean, I just like, yeah, I don't like being told what to do even by myself. I know I'm such a rebel, right? So that's why I wanted this. Not all decks I use for readings. That's something else that, you know, I had talked with my sister about. People will look at other people who have like so many decks and go, how can you have so many decks? But for me, many of the times the decks are like books for me. They're like learning tools. They're not for necessarily just reading. So do you have a lot of books? Well, I have a lot of decks because I use them like they're books or like resources. So yeah, this is really cool. I love it. Another one I got, and I got these all at the same time. And the Oracle, is that right? Yeah. The Samhain Oracle. I got all of those at my local metaphysical shop called Coyote Wisdom here in Lansing. And I was only going to get 3 of them because my husband took me shopping. And he snuck the other one in there because I was kind of like, oh, which one do I want? Which one do I want? Trying to go back and forth, right? And he snuck it in. After it was paid for, then I realized that he had snuck another one in. And I think it was this one. I don't remember. But anyway, I got the Seasons of the Witch, the Raven's Prophecy, the Wizard's Tarot, and the Ancestor Spirits Oracle cards. And I got these all for different reasons. Season of the Witch. Yeah, I wanted something for the Season of the Witch, right? So I had that. The Raven's Prophecy, I have seen this so many times, and I've just been a little bit turned off by the orange. I like orange, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of difficult for me. So I have not purchased it in a long time, although I've seen it several times. So I decided I'm modifying it. I'm in the process of still modifying it. So I cut them all down. I took everything off of them, They're smaller, which are easier for me. And now I'm just edging them all. But I cut off even the keywords and all that. And I just put in my own. And I really love this small deck and how it turned out. And it is such a good reader. I mean, wowza. I would not say that this is an easy beginner's deck, but intuitive. And then if you know your meanings really well, then I would suggest this. Or if you know the Raven Prophecy books and stuff, I don't know. And that's another reason why I got it, because Julie over at Peekaboo Rose, she said that she's going to be doing a series on this deck and talking about also the books and stuff that she loves so much. So I thought, you know what? I want to do that. I love Julie. So I thought that that would be a whole lot of fun and very interesting. So I got that. And I am in the process of modifying it. And I'm very pleased with how it's turning out. And it's not perfect. And I am okay with that. Then this one, my sister had gotten it the last time that she was here visiting when Summer was here. And she loved the deck. She thought it was fabulous and that it has a lot of dragon energy. And I have been feeling a lot of dragon energy also. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to try it. And I really do love Llewellyn decks. I love the books. And I love the boxes. And this one, I did something fun and edged it in a few different colors. I got to do a little bit better around the edges. But I love how Llewellyn, I know it's like just like really thin cardstock, but it just like shuffles like no other deck. I mean, it just shuffles so good. I love Llewellyn for that. I love the books. I love that they are in full color. Usually, what I mean by that is, I mean, a whole page of the cards, which is awesome, especially as I'm getting older and my eyesight is not as good as it used to be. So I like having this in there. And you know what? She reminds me of the chick from, I mean, look at that face. She reminds me of the chick from not the Outsiders. What is it? The Originals. The werewolf hybrid vampire chick. That looks just like her. I can't remember what her name was, but yeah. So I got this deck and I have worked with it a little bit. I have not worked with it tons, but I have worked with so much tarot in October. It's fascinating. So then this one, because I want to, you know, 'tis the season, work with my ancestors more, work with my lineage, my bloodline, and I thought that this was a really, really cool deck. I can't remember if I had seen this elsewhere, but I got it at the same time with the Raven's Prophecy and all the fiery energy and the dragon energy that I have been feeling. I loved that. And the pictures that I had seen on the back were just amazing. And the messages in this deck are phenomenal. And I have worked with this one as well. I love all the different cultures that are in this deck. And I don't even mind the size. I'm not sure if I can shuffle this. I can't remember. Oh, no. No. I mean, I can barely even, look at, I can barely even get it on there. So I think this is more like a side shuffle kind of thing. And this was a powerful card for me. Oh, yeah. See, it's more a side shuffle, but I love this deck. I'm keeping this one out. I worked with it in October. I'm keeping it out for November as well. So, because I feel like I'm definitely getting lots of messages. Okay. Next, take a breath, Rachele. Okay. So, I have been doing my dream work. Oh my gosh. I have had so many dreams between October and, well, I suppose I should. The reason why I'm using this as not just like a regular book of shadows, but as like also part of like my tarot practice, like not my regular monthly, but just like other things that I might be doing in any given month. So I'm using it because I think of like Book of Shadows, like working through your shadow work. And that's what I feel like personal tarot is, right? Getting, know thyself. So to start it off, the month, I did a, from the Cosmovisions Oracle, I did a past life, the whole big, it's called the Cosmovisions Regression Spread, and it's 21 cards. And I did that, and this card, which was so significant, showed that this was how I had died from my previous, or this particular lifetime that it was showing. And that led me to my dream, which I had just had, sorry, I had just had a dream the day before that, or a couple of days. Oh, yeah. My husband was trying to buy this car. It was a really expensive, futuristic car. Something like you could imagine, like Tesla, right? And he had hired this lady in order to drive it to us because he had purchased it from a distance. So rather than having it shipped, he had paid somebody. And they do that sometimes. My husband is in the car industry. Okay, sorry. Hopefully they're done. But anyways, this particular dream, he was trying to get the car to us. And I was seeing from like a bird's eye view that she was driving through like these. Like lava. And as soon as she would get to an area where the road was covered in this, she'd go like really, really fast, but she was unable to get it to us. And then 2 days later, I do a past life, and this is the card that comes up on how I died. So, also, in October, I did, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut this off for right now and stop it and pick it back up and splice it all together in my video because I had someone just come home, so, and there's so much noise going on and the dogs are going crazy. So I'm going to pick this up in just a little bit when I hopefully have a little bit more peace in the house. Something I forgot to mention also is that I also created a box that I'm holding my oils in October as well. And I'm going to be putting a picture in for you guys to see that as well. It turned out so good. And the dragon that I got from a Witch's Moon box is going to be affixed to the top of it, and it looks so friggin' awesome. I can't wait for you to see it. It was just a regular box that I bought from Hobby Lobby. I think it was Hobby Lobby. Either that or Michael's. But anyways, the box, and then I bought the hardware for it, like the corners and the hinge and feet, and then I painted it. First a black and then like a purple shimmery over the top of it, and then rubbed it off just to try to create like a certain kind of finish. And then I am affixing the dragon onto the top, but I will show you, I will insert a picture so that you can see it. Thank you so much. Sorry, it just stopped on me. I'm not sure where it stopped. So my month, I had done last October for my year ahead spread. So I picked a rune for each month, a tarot card for each month. Some months had two. And also, I also watch my monthly energy, my personal monthly energy beyond the universal, like yearly and all that, which this has been a death year for me. So I got the King of Swords as my card. So I used the Tarot for Transformation. I believe that's the name of it. The one book that I got from Andy Metzner. Andy, I think that's Metzner. I don't have it down here with me. I love it. I love his books so much, I cannot even tell you. I have been using them in my journaling and loving the prompts. So I actually used some of the reflections from those books for the different cards. And then my rune for October was Manaz, which has to do with mankind. So awareness, cooperation, team spirit, reflection, harmony, acceptance. And this is one of the runes that is part of Tears or Etta. And it has to do with realization. And that is part of like the spiritual. There's like 3 different dimensions for the runes. And Tears Etta or Et happens to be in the spiritual dimension, which I thought was pretty cool. And then that was my week, my October through the 9th, my reading. And I used the Dark Mansions. I'm using the Runic Odyssey and the, I can't remember what this one is, just for the pictures, really. And then my next week, I used 3 of the new, let me see if you can see that. 3 of the new decks that I got. And it's funny that I got the Pegasus one, because Pegasus is like the offspring of Medusa, because the blood that was spilled created Pegasus, which I thought was very interesting, considering I got the Medusa in the Witch's Moon for October. Huh. So then my monthly number was 5. So I went through and I copied down all of the different meanings of 5, and then just did some journaling. And I also had the fun of doing in October the tarot haiku night that I had with a few of the other ladies. And these are the haikus that I created for that. So I put them in there because I wanted to remember it. And I thought it was just so much fun. And then this one blew me away. And you guys have kind of seen this when I did the walkthrough and the first impressions of the new Spirit Keepers Tarot that I got when that arrived. And the 555. How my number of the deck was actually 555, and that was the week that it came in. And it was 5, 5, and 5. Well, so I took the higher meaning, because I did not have a 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups week. So it was different than that. And this is where things started changing for me, when I realized that maybe I'm just like slow and getting this kind of stuff, but sometimes you don't take the tarot, at least for me, so literally as far as the meanings go. It was very, very symbolic because, and very synchronistic, because the angel message was, all of your efforts are paying off. Abundance is yours to have, live, and experience. Open up your heart, arms, and mind to receive the blessings that are being offered to you. Now, that's from the 555 angel message book that I have. But I had also drawn 6 of Swords, 8 of Strength, and 6 of Wands as reflection under each one of these, right? And then this was the card that I drew from the new Ancestors deck, and it says connect with past loved ones. Well, it is the season of the witch. It is time for ancestor work and all that. Sense, feel, reconnect. The message that I got out of that, verbatim, I mean, I actually wrote it down right out of the book, was pay attention to my 5 physical senses. I have a 6th sense that connects me to the spiritual world. This card is indicating that my 6th sense is strong. My ancestors are reaching out to tell me that they love me and to be open for them, right? So, my 5 senses, and then my 6th sense is strong. 6, 6, strength. Really? And then the synchronicity of getting the tarot deck, and my number for my copy was 555 in this week. I was like, whatever, right? And then I've got little stuff under here. And then I did my year ahead spread. I did it on the full moon on the 20th in October, and I've got my numbers for each month. I've got my rune for each month, and I threw the runes all back in so that sometimes I would get the same rune again. I just feel like that's the best way to do it, because what if I have a lesson to learn and I have to repeat it again? You know, if I don't keep all of them in it in order to be shuffled again, I wouldn't know that. So I put them all back in, and these are, you know, some months I had 2, some months I had just 1. So it all depended. So it was just a fun little, you know, just decoration in my tarot book. Same here. I did not have a Tower Week, but I did have where my material and spiritual kind of collided, because, and that's what it says here. Oops, there we go. And I also used the I Ching out of this, which I thought was fabulous. Out of this deck, I love this deck. My sister and I, as soon as she gets hers, we're going to start an in-depth study together of this particular deck and all the symbols and all that. But the spiritual thing for me, the material and the spiritual colliding, yes, of course, is my dreams. It never fails. There's always signs that I get in my dreams. But also because, okay, sorry, I had to let the boy in. So the reason why material and spiritual collided, and I look at the Tower like it is the liberator. Sorry, another interruption. Whew, I wonder if I'm ever going to get through this. Okay, so the reason why they kind of collided is because this was a transformative week for me, I think, because the symbolism in the cards. You know, I'm the kind of person, and I know it would not be any different. In order for me to feel confident enough to read the tarot, I needed to learn the meanings. That's me, okay? But in the early parts of it, I would think to myself, how can anybody be objective and not really know the meanings and just start reading right out of the pictures? But sometimes the pictures are the actual, they're the message. Or it's the numbers that are the message. It has nothing to do with the meaning sometimes. And that's why I love doing the journaling, because when I go back and I look at how it was actually reflected after the fact, not looking at the meanings, that sometimes it was literally about 3 ladies getting together, or, you know, something that was foundationally, I thought, completely, well, this would be the meaning part, but even like the symbolism of the 555 and 6, you know, my 6th sense being strong, I realized that all tarot does not have to be about the meanings. It's about the intuitive nature of it as well. Sometimes it's about the symbols. It's about, maybe you're going to have a dream that's going to connect you with the cards, like for instance the volcano dream. And then when I went further into that, which I'm not going into, but some of the other cards that I got, sorry, I swear I am going to get through this video. I keep on losing my train of thought just because of, I mean, I think 15, 20 times I've been interrupted and had to pause this. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah. Anywho, that was that week. Then I did a spread for the ancestors on the 31st. I'm just going to leave it at that. And I have started my journal for my energy for November is the 6th. These are my 2 cards. This is my rune and rune symbol. And a couple of other cards that I also drew, which also have significance to me already, which I find interesting, that kind of correspond with like a dream that I have or like something that I watch like the next day. It's just insanity. So, go into my dreams. On the 24th, the same week of the, and I don't know what all I have in here personal, so I don't know whether or not I can show you. But on the 24th, I had a dream about one of my stepfathers who was like my dad when I was growing up. Between the ages of like 5 and 18, so very impressionable years. He was not my biological father. He was a stepdad. I had a dream that he came to me telling me that he loved me very much. Right after the week that I had the 555 and the ancestors are trying to, you know, reach out to me to tell me how much that they love me and to be open to it, which I've had many dreams that are past loved ones that come to me with messages and stuff. Lots of them. And with lots of different family members. But this particular one was about a stepdad and him coming to me and telling me and my sister both how much he loved us. And it just felt like his way of saying goodbye. Like perhaps he was sick or he had just passed. And I don't know because I don't have a way of contacting him. So my mom is going to contact him. She's going to try and reach out to him and see. Because it was such an emotional, I mean, I woke up from my dream state crying because it was so impactful. Well, in that same week, a close friend of mine, her stepfather did pass away. And one of the things that my mom also had in her dreams, that she would have dreams about a certain thing happening, and it was never the person, it was somebody else. She said it didn't start off that way, but it ended up that way because there's symbolism in our dreams or what we can handle or what, I don't know, but that's why she stopped it years ago. And I am embracing it. I'm looking for the messages, and I look for the messages because for me it is confirmation. It is just confirmation, not that I have to do anything about it, but confirmation that my higher self is speaking to me. And so that happened, and I still don't know whether or not my ex-stepdad, whether or not, you know, he's soon going to be passing, but I feel like he, you know, wrapping up things. I did have a dream several months ago that I told the girls about in our little sisterhood chat that we have, and that an ex-boyfriend from when I was like 18, 19, he came back into a dream asking for my forgiveness because it was a very volatile relationship, abusive relationship, and, you know, things happened in that relationship that I moved on from, and I had not thought about him in a long time, but he came back to me in a dream asking for my forgiveness, and of course I forgave him because I feel like, for me, I feel like we plan for these things to happen so that we can grow from them, because I don't regret that relationship. I found out what I was made of because of that relationship. I found out that I am a strong-ass woman who's not going to put up with certain things. And it led me to my husband, who was completely 100% opposite of that. But if I had not been through what I had with that relationship, I never would have went for something that I was not attracted to. I never would have went for the good guy if it wasn't for that relationship. So I feel like I had to go through that relationship, even though it was hard, even though, I mean, there was physical and mental abuse, emotional abuse, and I even had him put in prison for a couple of years because of his abuse. But I forgave him because I feel like I was part of the planning on that. That was something that we did together. But after I had that dream, I went to see where he was in his life, you know, just kind of checking out on Facebook, and found out that he had passed away. So I felt like it was his spirit reaching out, trying to get closure. Same thing with another girlfriend who I hadn't dreamt about in years. That was a high school girlfriend this last year. On a lot of these things, although I have had the dream stuff happen throughout my life, it has been more increased in the last 2 years, maybe because I do write it down and I date it and I pay attention to everything, because sometimes I will go back and I will read my dream journals and I'll go, oh my gosh, I forgot about that dream. And then I'll look at the date and I'll look at things that happened in the world, and it's amazing. And I've had so many synchronicities because of my dreams and the things that I am exposed to, whether or not it's a video that pops up or whether or not it's somebody that says, oh my gosh, I just seen this, you're not going to believe this. I mean, I've had dreams where I've seen like pyramids with the sun on top, and that very next morning, as I'm writing it down in my dream journal, one of my friends points out a map that she found that has like the triangles and the circles and the pyramids and all that on there, that led us to uncovering other stuff that we did in our sisterhood chats. So it's just funny how that all works. But anyways, so in November alone, and today's the 3rd, I've had, what, 5 or 6 dreams already. I mean, I think when you open yourself up, for me, when I've opened myself up and saying that it is a priority for me, that they're coming. They're just coming. And it's like floodgates, but also because of doing the Sophia Code. And when I started doing those and activating those like dormant memories inside of me, it's just like, bam. I can't explain it. I mean, I'm trying, but it doesn't even do justice to all of the symbols that are happening in my life. I mean, one of the things that even brought me to YouTube in general, or on the path that I am now, was a dream that had like a sigil going across like that, right in front of my eyes, right before I woke up. And then it started me on a search of what was that symbol. So, anyways, oh, one last thing I wanted to show you before I end this, and I'm ending it soon, I'm sorry. Okay, so I got this from the Hobby Lobby for journaling, and I love it. This is Master's Touch. It's got this really cool end here, which just, it writes beautiful. And then it's got a chisel, which is also great for edging decks. That's what I mainly use, is chisel. Not just, but this was $6 for one. And it's beautiful. I got this at Walmart a few days ago. 40 of these, and although it is a different name brand, it's called Azure. Okay, similar colors. This one's a little bit darker. I mean, there's different colors in here. It almost looks verbatim like the other one, right? It's got a one end like this, and then it's got a chiseled end like that. I got this whole thing, 40 different markers, double end, for about 30 bucks. Less than $1 a piece. And this one at Hobby Lobby was $5.99. I couldn't pass it up. I just couldn't. So if you are somebody that does these, does journaling, or is getting ready to get into it, or does any kind of art and stuff like that, check out your Walmart, because you might have something like this as well. That's like these that you can get for $6 a piece, for $30 for 40 of them. So yeah. So guys, if you have stayed with me this whole time, thank you so much. I just didn't know whether or not I should just put it all in one video, because I don't want to really go in detail about like my tarot and my journaling, because they're very private to me. So I just want to briefly touch on it, but I feel like the journaling and paying attention to my dreams and like the numbers and how they correspond with each other and all of that has just been like a breakthrough for me. But it's because I am committed. I am committed to that journey. And I think that starts by just doing it. You know what I mean? Just even when you don't feel like writing it down, write it down, because there's going to be significance for it later. And I almost feel like when you stop writing it down, at least for me, this is what happened. When I stopped writing it down, they stopped coming. I stopped remembering. And I did have one time in October that happened, where I feel like as soon as I woke up and I was thinking, I need to remember this, I need to remember. And as soon as I woke up, it's like just completely blanket. I mean, like my memory was wiped. And a couple of mornings ago, and I know this is in November, but I woke up and after my dream, there was an orb over my head about this big. And it was lit, and then I could see fluttering wings. So some sort of light being with wings over my head for about 5 seconds or so in that in-between state, just as I was waking up. And I only had one eye open, just as I was coming out of a dream that in my dream said I had just found my life purpose, which I'm not going to get into, but I thought that was friggin' interesting. And yet again, it makes me feel like we are being talked to through our dreams, either by our higher selves or by other beings. But anyways, if you have stayed this whole time, thank you so much. I know it was a bit of a ramble, but I just wanted to get it all in one video, and I'm probably going to put timestamps down below if I feel so energetic enough to put them in there. But I hope you have enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to watching everybody's, October reflections as well. And I am sending you love always. Thank you so much.